Well, it's a very good evening. It's about 6:30. Storm Callum is on its way. Yes, yes, Jack, Storm Callum is on its way. So I'm about to go over to the tunnel and for the first time in months lock both doors. Now, I want to say, I might just stand out of the way, Jack, so people can see. I want to say a big thank you to my friend Dwayne, who bought me this beautiful scarf for my birthday, and it's natural textiles. So I'm wearing my little tunic today over my skirt to complement it. Oh, my glasses. I'm needing my glasses. So we'll go out. I've just got back in from town, and I've been in the charity shop. I've been with my brother Hugh, having a nice lunch and a good old chat. I've met a friend Nathan, and I met my daughter Cara and one of my grandsons. Oh, it's been a lovely day. Been an absolutely lovely day. This is a bit like the prelude to the storm. So Sammy Bear is there, nestled into his little bed because I've just given him his dinner, and I brought him back some milk from town because he just likes a little bit of milk now and again. Not too often because cats are better off with water, but now and again they like a spot of milk. Let me just put my coffee down. Been very naughty. This is my second cup of coffee of the day. So I'm just going to take my little boots off. Standing on one leg, yes. Got to keep practicing your balance. You either use it or lose it. So Jack's watching with a little bit of concern there. Oh, hope Mummy doesn't topple over. No, I'm not going to topple over, Jack. Now, there we go. So just grab my coffee again. And off we go, over to the tunnel. So it's 6:30, absolutely beautiful, beautiful day. Just checking on my cut and come agains. I seen the fishmonger in the market, and I got another big polystyrene box. And my friend Nathan, I was explaining to him how to grow the microgreens in the polystyrene fish boxes because they keep the heat in, you see. And if the roots are warm, then the plant will keep growing. So, no, Jack, it's not time for playing. He says, huh, you say. He runs off like the mad Irish dog he is. I'm playing, I don't care what happens. I'm going to slow down and let you see the colours as I go, because I do think that the storm is going to knock quite a few leaves off. It's absolutely divine. You can see the smoke coming out of the chimney there. I've just lit the stove. Those old television aerials, I must just show you. They've been up here since I bought the cottage, okay, and the wire, which is kind of swinging about on the roof, was cut, because I just cut the wire off. I thought, if any TV licence inspectors come round, I'll just show them the cut wire. But of course, those aerials are now long out of date. But they're there, and there's no storm has knocked them off yet. So we'll see how it goes. So look at these vibrant, vibrant colours. You see that beautiful orange and yellow and beautiful colour leaf tree up there? Well, that's the wild cherry tree. I think it's called the bird cherry. And the willow is starting to lose its leaves. And you can see the fuchsia still flowering there, and then these dogwoods, and then the rubus right at the bottom. Some beautiful layers going on there. And these rose hips are starting to colour down beautifully. Look at the lovely vibrant orange that they're going. Aren't they lovely? Just gorgeous. I hope my little tied together arch stays up. We'll see. And the leaves on the what's this big, oh, I can't think of the name of this rose hip. Rosa rugosa. Beautiful colours there. So I got lost in time and space this morning. I came over here to the tunnel at about 8:30 in my gym jams. You know I love gardening in my gym jams and totally inappropriate outdoor wear. And one thing led to another and I ended up 3 hours later. You see, look, where I've done the chop and drop all along here and done more chop and drop in here. This path is now open a little bit. So I was tidying, I was chopping, I was dropping. I was just tuning into Mother Earth and absolutely embracing the morning that was in it. And I went into the house thinking, oh, it's about 10 o'clock now. It must be about 10. Because I'd planned to meet my brother at 11. It was 11 o'clock. So I just gave him a quick call and said, I'm sorry, I've been held up here. So I ran into the house then and got changed quickly. My nails were still filthy where I'd been, you know, pulling weeds and cutting and chopping and dropping and, you know. It wasn't until I got into town I realised, but I kind of held them up as proud badges. I said, look, I got carried away in the gardens. Look at all the nasturtium now coming out from the compost heap. Isn't that beautiful? There's Jack stood there, look, he stood right by there. You can hear children on the road. I think one of my neighbours is walking on the road with one or two of her children. And living up on this hill, it's a bit like an echo chamber. So you get to hear all the noises of people below. So you can see I've been doing a thorough tidy up here in the tunnel as well. And just loving it. You know, I could just live my entire life outdoors. Well, I spend a lot of it outdoors, but I just love being out. So I'll show you how things are coming along here in the tunnel. So I've got my beautiful curly kale looking very healthy indeed. Look at that. And then I have more kale. This is a different kind. At least I think it's kale. It could be something else. I don't label things. But that's definitely curly kale. Look at that. And my spinach is coming on beautiful. And more kale and the herbs up there at the back. And everything's looking great. And over on this side, all my little trees and plants and little cuttings that I was taking. All that's come on beautiful. And even here in the middle of October, look at this beautiful rose. Isn't that a sight for sore eyes? Isn't that lovely? And there's another little rose, look. Little one just gone past her best, but still hanging on in there. And then there's a little rosebud. Little rosebud. They're lovely. You know, I don't think enough people plant flowers in their tunnels. That bay tree up at the back is looking superb, isn't it? Let me just do a little close-up in it. So this is the one I planted in the tunnel because, of course, if we do get a hard winter, some of the bay trees outside may die back. But then I can use this as a mother tree and take cuttings from it and rejuvenate other plants. So, all my little herbs in here are looking great. And my lemon verbena, look, it's still continuing to flower. The leaves are dropping from the peach tree. So as soon as I finish this video, I'll be closing the doors in the tunnel. I'll give you a little look from this side. So I'm just starting to prepare in my mind's eye now for Samhain. And I do put a lot of preparation in for Samhain because it's a very important time for me in my calendar, because it's all about the end of something and the beginning of something else. So in the old Celtic ways, in the old ways, it was Samhain translates as summer's end. So if you divide the year into two, summer ended at Samhain and winter began. So Samhain Eve, or Hallow Eve, or Halloween, as it's called in contemporary terms, is of course the last day of October. But if you wanted to be absolutely correct about it, you'd look at the placement of the moon cycle and where the moon is in her cycle, and you would figure out the actual day from there. But I'm happy enough to go by the contemporary day, which is the 31st of October. I don't get too hung up about actual days, or I suppose the only time when I really look at the moon cycle in terms of what I'm doing is when I'm sowing seed, because if you can sow seed on the new moon, you will get stronger plants and easier germination as well. So I'll be closing the sun into the tunnel now. And depending on the temperatures, of course, over the next few months, there could be times when I open the tunnel up and leave it open. That beautiful beach at the end of this little pathway, look, it's beginning to colour. And this beach here, the one that went yellow very quickly, has lost all its leaves. They've all come down here onto the grass. And Slieve and Erin is very visible this evening. Let me just get to the end of this little path here by the badger set and see if I can't bring it into focus. Let me see now. Got to go right through this tree. Ah, there you go. Look, you can just see. Can you see the dark blue behind? Pull it back a little bit. There, you can just see the mountain. See the dark blue of the mountain? That's a lovely picture. And there's this wonderful, huge, long branch of the ash tree, which is reaching over in a very protective way towards the rowan, the rebirthed rowan, and the fairy wood. And there's Kilronan Mountain there, just visible through the trees. It's a beautiful picture as well. The rebirthed rowan. Beautiful tall straight stems. These are incredibly useful in building work, you know. Like if you were making a roundhouse or something like that, I think the stems of the rowan would be incredibly powerful and magical upright struts for the actual round house, you know, to hold the roof. Or even for use in the roof. So this is the calm before the storm. I've moved my little chair in along here. It was sitting out here, but what I've done is I've moved it into there because this again is a very sheltered little spot here, just for the course of the winter. And from this little spot you can look straight down into the fairy wood. Which falls away. I mean, there's actually a stone wall here which really is very interesting. Because the soil comes right up to the top of it. I often think that I'm standing on top of a fairy mound or something. There is something quite unusual about all of this. And it sort of sweeps out in a bit of a circular way. It's almost like standing on top of the white wall at Newgrange. And where this rowan tree has pulled part of the stone wall away, it's revealed a stone wall behind it. So there's now a big crevasse. I've shown you this before, but it's only recently I've begun thinking to myself that there's more to this wall than meets the eye. Who knows? Who knows? It's not time of the evening for having such thoughts, isn't it? Just opposite Slieve and Erin, where the Tuatha Dé Danann landed. Quite amazing. So much mythology and folklore and energy and magic in this part of the world. And I actually thought when I shouldn't think about such things because we try to apply a rational sense to them and they don't bear any kind of rationality. But I thought when I first spotted Bealtaine cottage, I was buying it because it was just the cheapest place there was, that nobody else wanted it, I could afford it. Well, I couldn't really because I had to get a mortgage, but it was the cheapest place. But as I learnt more and more about this little landscape, it became apparent it was probably the most magical setting I could have ever planned on living in. Which of course I didn't plan. Jack? My happy boy. My happy, happy boy. You can see a lot of delight and enchantment in Jack's eyes. See, he's just run up from the fairy wood. He sees things. Look back down. Animals are easily enchanted because they see so much more than what we do. We're blinded by ego and self-importance and the world as we think we know it. We don't know it at all. That's the big secret. Hear a child calling down the road. Right, okay. So, I'm going to say blessings to you all at this point on this beautiful, colourful vista that I'm sharing with you. And just to let you know, anyone who's ordered a book or a calendar or a map, I'm posting first thing in the morning. So the storm should have, well, the worst of the storm should have passed, and I should be able to get out. There shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, one way or another, I'm posting tomorrow. But I'm hoping to post in the morning. And please don't worry. I did actually have a few messages. Oh, sending oak leaves through the post. Oh, they could have insects on them and stuff that's going to endanger. Oh, well, honestly now, anyone who says that to me really doesn't understand me or the environment here or whatever it is I do. The oak leaf will be dry, will be pressed, and will be completely encapsulated in a little package of its own. And if you think an oak leaf is going to bring, you know, death and destruction to your part of the world, you really need to look at Monsanto. And you need to look at the chemicals, and you need to look at people travelling from, you know, people's gone on holiday to X, Y and Z and they've returned. I don't think their baggage is fumigated at the airport or the soles of their shoes are washed. So don't worry about an oak leaf, please. Those of you who want one of the oak leaves, put in with your package, put in with your book, whatever it is you've ordered from me, then please let me know. My email address is on the website. I've just added it to my geographical address, okay? And those of you who are unsure, it's Colette O'Neill 2010 at hotmail.com. And there is only one L in Colette and two L's in O'Neill. So, on that note, I shall say blessings. And like I say, tomorrow will be the last posting before the weekend. So if you do want anything, please let me know. All the links will be underneath. And I've just spotted something I'm going to share with you before I go, because look at this. This wasn't open this morning, but we're getting a second flowering on the verbascum. Isn't that just beautiful? Just beautiful. So, blessings to you all.